Welcome back. All over Wisconsin, adoptive and birth parents face barriers in the adoption process.
But some of those barriers could be coming down as a task force at the state capitol wraps up its work. Rose Schmidt followed one family and shares their journey, their struggles, and the changes they're hoping to see. Rose.
Yes, the state lawmakers on the Speaker's Task Force on Adoption have put in a lot of work and will make their recommendations in the coming weeks. They're considering proposals that would provide grants to families to decrease the high cost of adoption, make the open adoption process more enforceable, and try to provide more adoption support so that families like the Lubkes can provide love and permanency for children who need it most.
Flippy dolphin.
Showing off her spectacular moves is 7-year-old Ellie's happy place.
Oh, the boys are really playing nicely.
Surrounded by her 4 brothers in their backyard in Milton.
It's been wonderful for our kids. It's brought incredible compassion.
But Neil and Katie Lubke's journey into this blended family has had a few waves of its own.
We saw the need. We know that the Rock County and other counties are short on families to take care of kids.
They have 4 biological sons and have fostered about 15 children in the last 6 years. The first one was Ellie, who came to them when she was only 9 months old.
We ended up adopting after about a year and a half. She was going to need a forever home.
That's their only foster placement that turned into adoption. But Neil and Katie say Ellie's rough start in life means she'll have lifelong trauma.
It's rewired her brain, and so it's very difficult to help her attach and find empathy for other people.
They also describe problems with the foster care adoption system, like a lack of consistency between social workers and too large a focus on parents' rights.
The pendulum has swung almost too far the other way towards adults over children, and we need to bring it back closer to center.
State Representative Barbara Dietrich says the Lubke's concerns are ones she's heard from families and stakeholders all over Wisconsin as she leads a bipartisan task force reviewing the adoption system. 723 children were adopted in Wisconsin last year.
Our goal is to perhaps double the number of adoptions over the next 5 years in this state. Because there's such a need.
The committee is finishing up its work, which will include legislation focused on these 4 areas: speeding up the adoption process, reducing costs, building awareness about resources, and terminating parental rights in a more timely manner.
It's definitely something that people see as a difficult stumbling block in providing permanency for these kids.
We often celebrate adoption because you should. It's wonderful, you're bringing families together, but I think people forget that any adoption stems from an initial loss.
Neil and Katie say Ellie's past and adoption will never be hidden from her.
It was always important for us that she know her story.
And while the days in the pool this season are coming to an end, the importance of this issue isn't going anywhere.
The sacrifice I had to make this summer was so worthwhile if we can get this done for these kids.
Representative Dietrich says one of the standout issues to her is the mounting drug addiction in the state and the effect it has on families. Dietrich and the lawmakers on this committee are in the process of drafting the bills right now. Then they plan to introduce them ahead of the fall legislative session.
All right, Rose, thank you.
Thanks, Rose. Coming up